The Scene projects are brought to you by these fine sponsors: Cliff Avenue Upholstery and Restoration, Chevy Girl Advertising and Booking, Sunny Radio, and SiouxFallsPodcast.com. Welcome into a very exciting episode of The Scene. I'm your host, Bubba Startz, and with me today are the boys from Roseland. What's up, fellas?
I'm Bubba.
We got Gavin, we got Cameron. I feel like we're in the Brady Bunch, boys. I love this Zoom thing.
Yeah, been a while since I've seen the Brady Bunch, so it does reminisce.
Yeah. Well, it's great, man. I know fans of the show are going to recognize you guys. We got together at the MCMO Awards way back in April. It feels like it could have been 5 years ago at this point. It hasn't even been 6 months, or maybe just past 6 months now, right?
Yeah.
But you guys were at another award show, and that's what we're kind of here to talk about. You guys are fresh off a big win at the Josies. Why don't we start with, what was the nomination, and kind of walk us through that moment before, and then obviously walking on stage and winning.
It was crazy, man.
Yeah, we had four.
Go ahead, Cameron, let them know.
Yeah, we had 4 nominations, dude. 2 music video nominations. And then we were up for Artist of the Year in the duo category, and Song of the Year in the country category. So kind of all over the spectrum, a lot of humbleness, you know what I mean, by just getting selected in, not just one, but, 4 categories like that. So, I mean, it was a no-brainer to attend, just go to network and do that whole thing and just experience the Opry. And, not expecting it all to win. I mean, obviously had high hopes and, as a competitor and as a love, a lover of what we do, obviously had high hopes and, getting the name called across the stage and all that. But, if we didn't, it would have been fine anyway.
Well, and it can be hard. And I think probably your experience with the MCMO Awards, that when you're not like part of that club, which I'm assuming you guys are new members of the Josies as well. I don't know if it's an association like ours is, but when you're an unknown, it's hard to come in with any expectation to win anything, really, knowing how the voting and those things work. So really cool. You guys, man, brought home 1 of 4. That's huge.
Yeah, it was awesome. But yeah, you don't have to become a member of the Josies. There's no such thing. You're just, you submit and hope to get nominated. And they're judged off of a panel, right, of people that you or nobody else knows. Unlike the MCMOs, where it's obviously it's like peer judged, right? So your peers judging it. So, and if your peers don't know who you are, regardless of how good your stuff is or how hard you're banging the streets, you know what I mean? It's almost a click thing is what it looked like it got taken, in my mind anyway. And I could be wrong, but I think maybe, knowing a little bit more about the MCMO and knowing more of the artists and getting to play with some of them now in the Iowa area, maybe help us a little bit next year or whatever. But yeah, regardless, the hell of an organization, we just like the people in it.
Well, and it speaks to the different award shows and the different setups of some of these organizations. What we do at MCMO, and I'm becoming more of moving into more leadership roles of that, is a lot different than what a Josie recognition will bring you. The award, the Josie, it has a gravitas, right? It does mean something. They've built a name because they come out, and winners are of a quality, right? It's not a popularity contest necessarily. You are judged by this panel. There is a merit to it, right? And they've built that reputation over time. So I think it really means something for you guys to come in fresh faces and win. It speaks to your craft, man. You guys have been working your tails off this year. We've been watching.
Awesome.
So Gavin, what was kind of highlights from the trip for you? I know you guys spent a few days in Nashville and got to do a lot more than just the awards show. What were some of the highlights?
Yeah, so we had a little bit of a list going down there of things we wanted to accomplish because as much as it was a trip, it was a business trip. And so as we were down there, we wanted to make connections. Like for instance, we met up with Morgan Wallen's guitar player, had coffee with him, made friends, great connection. We wanted to meet up with a Nashville artist named Jason Cross, and he killer. And we went to a show at the Dirks Bentley bar and got to talk to him, talk about maybe playing shows with him. Then when our goal was to get in and play a show down in Nashville. And, we went in and did a little work and ended up hopefully getting in there in 2025. So, and then on top of all that, we got to win a Josie Award. So it was very successful trip in multiple ways. And that was definitely my highlights, is just getting everything we needed done.
And that's probably my favorite part about you guys. When we met at the MCMO Awards, you guys were there, kind of flying solo. It seemed, for us too, we were there similarly. We didn't really know anyone. We had a few people. Even the people from our state weren't people that we knew very well. So I saw you guys there working. Obviously, our work is the same. We market, man. We network. We get out there and we make connections. And just so proud of you guys going out there, making it happen. And this is just the start. You guys just keep growing. I know you had some big news earlier this summer. You guys are also new members of the Country Music Association. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. Yep. It is. And
very cool.
Believe it or not, we just got an invitation to the Academy of Country Music. So a couple big time organizations that we have no idea what it does for us, but humbling, right? And that's, I think maybe a testament of just maybe we're doing something right here, and just continue to do.
The work speaks for itself. And speaking of that, we're going to have to get your guys' songs on a few of the shows here. And obviously after today, we'll definitely make that happen. But it's just the rooms, right? You're able to get in there and walk into a different room, a different group of people to network with that can open doors for you, right? I mean, now you're 1 degree of separation away from Morgan Wallen right now, man. Who knows? It might not be the whole tour, but maybe somebody gets laryngitis in St. Louis, right? And man, those guys from Roseland are right up the street, and maybe it's those little things that make this music business go round. And being a member of the CMA, the Academy, right? Like they all matter. They all aren't. I don't think there's a big break anymore. Like there's not one thing that does it for you. That's it. It's kind of a succession of breaks. You guys have been on this ride. You've been making all this progress, and each one of these little things is just a stepping stone to that next one. And maybe in 5 years, we're talking about a full scale, national tour tagging along with somebody, or it could be next year. It all depends on how hard you're willing to work. And you boys work hard. Your rise has been straight up, man. It's been crazy.
We started last year releasing music, and we've been playing shows for less than a year. This thing is only a year old, and look where we're at. And I just think it's absolutely crazy.
You're on a rocket ship, man. The momentum has been insane. That's why I had to get you now.
I thought this thing was a 5-year deal. I was like, we ain't going to do shit for 5 years probably. And sure enough, look, I mean, good Lord.
Yeah, me and Cameron together it's a real power group for sure, because I was the same way in a hard rock band that I'm in, and Cameron was the same way in his. So when you put us together, we just
and that's what kind of happened. So you guys were both kind of driving your own projects and kind of moving parallel in your careers, but it's really when you came together that you were able to double the output and to just have, I know what it's like to feed off of people like that too, right?
Oh,
especially when you're able to get together. I know you guys don't live in the same town, right?
Not even the same state.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Just the collab, and I'm sure you guys talk on Zoom a lot and going back and forth and throwing music. Yeah, just wild. And all of it by the beauty of the internet, right? And the social networking and it's crazy. I know we talk a lot of shit on social media and all of the negatives, right? it's literally helped me build this entire thing, to connect with guys like you, to watch you rise, to be inspired by you, to hopefully let your rise raise our vibration, right? And
Right.
that's really what these communities, this podcast especially, is about. Is, a rising tide raises all ships, man. You guys climb up there and keep climbing in your career. 5 years from now, who knows? And if we spend 5 years watering that relationship with you, getting you all the content when nobody else wanted to talk to you, right? We do, and we just hope that all those people remember us, right? That you come back. So it's kind of like the reverse Joe Rogan. We're hoping to communicate with as many of y'all and send y'all out there, and then to grab your coattails as you're going by, just for a little bit, and then to jump onto the next one, and hopefully get to come on some tours with y'all, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to cover it.
Man, you guys can, if you can, you'll just ride on the coattails. We won't even notice you're there. Between Gavin and myself, dude, we just go at a, you know what I mean? I've just never seen drive from another human being like I've seen with Gavin that matches mine so well. And I just think it's a rarity to find, is it not? I mean, I've been in bands forever, and I've never been with anybody like Gavin to where he was that gung ho. And you got to all be in sync. Otherwise, I don't think this thing freaking works.
No, I mean, if you're in a canoe with somebody that ain't rowing, you're just going to go in circles, So it takes you both pulling at the same strength. And Gavin, you came from the hard rock world. That's almost a harder world to come from, because especially coming up, I don't want to say that it's cutthroat, but there's a lot of competition usually in that scene, at least from what I've seen, right? And it's not always the best musicians and the most talented people that get ahead. Can you kind of talk about maybe coming up in that scene that gives you that drive?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Right now, it is so, this is all my opinion, it's so hard to make something of yourself in hard rock currently. It's just, there is so much competition, and a lot of these bands are really good. I can think off of the top of my head, probably 5 to 6 bands within a 50-mile radius of me that I know that are just phenomenal, and they're all original. You go switch over to the country world, there's not as many originals. It's all 3-4 hour cover bands and all that. So like, you go to any town and ask how many hard rock bands or rock bands you guys got. Though most of the time I got a feeling it's going to be 10. You go, how many original country artists you have in your town? Maybe 1. And that's what seems like from coming from the hard rock world. It's just so much good competition, and I'm not scared of competition, but I do have a deep love for country music, and I feel like this is what I was getting drawn to, man. And especially when I met Cameron, it all just kind of snowballed down the hill. So we,
Gavin, do you feel
definitely
that
country's our home?
Yeah, well, and do you feel that it is given, as a songwriter, that it gives you a little something that maybe that hard rock, heavy metal scene, the ability to tell a story, right? I feel like you're a little boxed in by the genre of heavy hard rock, that, there's only so many places emotionally you can go with music that's that heavy, right? I mean, I don't feel like there's always a ton of nuance in the genre.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of it, there's some dark stuff. There's some dark lyrics. There's a lot of emotion in hard rock for sure, but there's a lot of emotion in country too. So,
well, and just different emotions, right? Country can speak to those nuanced emotions, the bittersweetness, the all of it. I mean, Cameron, I listened to your guys' songs. Maybe you want to chime in on this a little bit too, and the songwriting process. So what was your kind of band? Were you always in the rock world or what?
Yeah.
Or country? So you were rock too. Both of you guys are new to country.
New to country in regards to creating country. Yes.
Right.
But yeah, the emotion thing is, there's emotion in all music, right? Just like you're saying, but what we're able to tap into is, we're able to tap into every single emotion. One day we can write a song about reminiscing on what summer Saturday nights used to feel like to us in high school, right? Where you had no responsibilities, or whatever, college, you're drinking with your friends. Or how about that night that, you met maybe the one that got away, right? At a bar, when you're in your mid 20s. And then maybe maybe a loved one's passed away or what. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
they're not boxed in with country. I think Roseland does that really well. We're able to write every emotion
Very well.
and it sounds like we fit there. It's not like, ooh, yeah, man, Roseland should probably stay the hell away from from love, right?
Well, and I think what you do is you're able to bring a little bit of that emotion and feeling from your rock roots. It shows up musically in the country music. I mean, you call it whatever you want to. You guys got a great sound. I love the videos. I think your content's freaking awesome. Obviously, a lot of other people do too. You continue to go. I haven't had the chance to see you live beyond, the awards show last year, which isn't really fair to you guys. I know you like to bring a lot of energy to the stage. It's amazing to see people, because I grew up on classic rock, man, and I wasn't hard, heavy stuff, but it was, 70s acid rock, psychedelic rock, but stuff we all kind of grew up with, and realizing that, that old school country, the fishing in the dark and the copperheads and all that stuff. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as the Joker and all the music that I grew up with. So I just started mashing them all together. I was like, cool, you guys want, you're going to pay me to play these cover songs. I'll sneak a few of mine in. But when we're going to play this is that, and that's what South Dakota is. We got rodeos and motorcycle rallies, buddy. You got to be able to do it all. So
yeah,
you guys would fit great for that event. I'm going to do my best if you guys are available. It's the first week of August. I think it's the 1st through the 10th of August 2025. It's the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. Gonna have about 1 million bikers out here. It's the 85th anniversary. They would freaking love you guys, and I got a bunch of gigs. So we'll be talking. We'll be talking.
If you can pull those strings, boy, that'd be something special. 2026,
let's do that.
We're talking with ND, North Dakota Country Fest.
Awesome.
So we'll try to get into that. We missed the plug this year, unfortunately, but we'll be in Minnesota at Winstock. So we're getting some love in the festival region this summer. But yeah, we would love to get to South Dakota and kind of see what y'all got to offer, because we got a lot of partying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, we'll link all that. I got a booking agent gal that we work with, our friend Tasha. She hosts our songwriter showcase, so we'll get you guys on for that while you're here. And yeah, we don't miss any opportunities, man. I don't go anywhere without my microphones and ready to capture it all. It's been a real blast watching. The Scene Prox is on the same trajectory, man. We didn't even know what we were doing 6 months ago. I would say we probably still don't know what we're doing, but I think the direction we're headed in is right, and watching all of our friends rise together, it just gives you a lot of confidence that, like you said, you must be doing something right.
You got a lot of energy, dude. You got a lot, and you got a lot of give a shit, brother. And you can tell, and it just oozes out of you. So it's no wonder why the scene's doing what it's doing. You have the drive that Gavin and I have. So as long as you have that, I mean, it's no wonder why the scene's doing well.
I want to share something with you guys that a friend told me, and he was actually a record producer. He worked with Petty and Leon Russell and greats, man, greats. He's not the guy that was on he was the guy in the booth, right? And he told me, he's like, Bubba, when you got, one person that's thinking one way, that's pretty hard to stop. When you got two people thinking that way, you can really do some damage. But when you got three people or more moving in that, you're unstoppable. So once you're able to assemble that team around you, I'm very fortunate to have a beautiful wife that supports everything that I do. I know you guys got some beautiful women that support you. You have each other to lean on. There's no stopping what Roseland's going to do, man. Whatever you guys can dream up is what you can achieve. I hope we get to play some shows together. If you're going to be in Minnesota, I'll keep an eye on that schedule. And yeah, man, we're just keep rising together. This is fun.
I love it, brother. I love it.
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, boys, I know you're busy and you got big things to get to, so I'm going to let you go. Anything you want to plug before we jump off tonight?
Yeah, Gavin, plug that thing.
Man, so 11/21, our song starts with Little Drinkin's coming out. And I'm telling you, man, the next 6 to 8 months of releases, you guys are into something real special. Because I
Oh,
believe that these are the best 4 songs we've ever written in multiple different ways. They're all unique to
yeah,
each other. And I think everyone's going to be real happy in the next 6 to 8 months with these next 4 releases. Starts with a Little Drinking.
yeah,
Hell
just
yeah.
level up, man. I'm proud of both of us, man. We've really leveled up in our craft. Yeah, feels really good.
Yeah, we're proud of you too, man. Watching the video of you guys winning the award and walking up, man, I'm in tears. Like that's my boys. I don't care if we only met once, man.
Yeah.
That's my boys up there taking it home. It's a
That's
beautiful thing, man. Well, we're looking forward to the releases. We'll be plugging them here. You know, we're big supporters of everything you guys are doing, and yeah, just keep on pressing. And for everybody else, make yourself part of the scene.
absolutely. Thanks again, Bubba.
Yep.
For what you're doing, bro.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening. Remember to follow the Scene Projects on all your social media channels and get even more content at thesceneprojects.com.
No other pour that love on me like water. Got an ocean full of love that's made for two.